Hello, my name is Earl Harrison. I'm the president and owner of Triumph Technology based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are the master distributors for a very high quality line of braille displays from a company called HandyTech, and they are based in the Black Forest area of southern Germany. Today's video I'm going to show you a little bit about the ActiveStar. The ActiveStar is the newest braille display from HandyTech. It is one of two braille displays that actually boast a feature called Active Tactile Control. The other one is right here. This is called the Active Braille. It's more of a note-taking configuration. You notice it's got the shoulder strap. You can close it and carry it and actually use the Active Braille while you're standing up. So if somebody wants to take notes, they can stand up and get somebody's information, phone number, whatever, and then just close it up and be on their way. It has all the same exact functionality as the ActiveStar. The primary difference being the keyboard. This is the Braille keyboard versus the QWERTY keyboard that comes with the ActiveStar. And I'm actually holding, for those of you who can't see the video, I'm holding the Active Braille in my hand. It's got a very nice ergonomically arranged keyboard that is actually a pretty quiet keyboard for typing on. It's another really good option, just a little bit different configuration from the ActiveStar. So the ActiveStar is probably the most flexible braille display that we have right now. It is a 40 cell braille display, as is the case with the Active Braille. A little bit bigger in form factor, as you can see here, because what we've got is a case that opens up and it exposes a QWERTY keyboard, which is actually magnetic. It comes off pretty easily, but if you set it down on top of it and you move it around, it's not going anywhere because there's actually a magnet on the bottom, on either corner in the back of the keyboard, and that adheres to two pieces of metal that's under a plastic tray that I'll show you in a little while. So, okay, so I hear, that's, in case you're curious, that's our security system and letting us know that somebody's walking down the hall here at the office. On the braille display, I've got it turned on right now. It says no device connected, so I am going to go ahead and press the home button on my iPhone here. And now I see Tuesday, February 16th, so I'm looking at the status menu on my iPhone right now. So I've connected to the iPhone, but if I wanted, I could use the internal functions of the note taker as well. So with a keystroke, let me get in here. Remember the keystroke first. It's M. I'm using the front panel keys on the ActiveStar, and I do a space plus the letter M, and I am in the internal functions, internal menus of the display. And the main menu has File, a calculator, a scheduler, a clock, which inside of it has not only the date and time, it also has a countdown timer and a stopwatch. Something called Music Braille, games, comes with two fun games. One's called Braille Hunt and the other one's called Hangman. Probably you've heard of Hangman, but Braille Hunt is actually a pattern recognition game. Let's take a look at that real quick. So we've got Braille Hunt, Hangman. Yep, those are the only two games. And at the beginning of the display, I see that I've got a pattern of dots is shown. There's a full cell. Then there's a pattern of dots. In this case, I see it looks like it's a dot 6. And my job as a person just now learning how to read Braille is to find that. And I failed miserably. So the pattern's changed, and I got that one. Okay, so I'm going to find this next pattern. There, I got that one again, and it's changed patterns on me. So this is a fantastic way. What's actually happening is, there it is. I found it again. See, I'm such a show-off. What's happening is I've got Active Tactile Control turned on, and Active Tactile Control actually senses the location of my finger on the display. And with Active Tactile Control, we can do all kinds of things. We can connect it to a computer and view a log. We can actually gather quantitative data with respect to specific reading behaviors. So what the Active Braille does is it measures duration, direction, and the pressure, the amount of pressure. And usually it's the highest area of pressure on the Braille display is usually the reading finger. Okay, so I got another one. So that's Braille Hunt, and the kids have a lot of fun with that one. So it doesn't make learning Braille just so boring. So I'm going to go ahead and go back out to my menu here. And another feature I want to show you that's internal to the ActiveStar itself is the Music Braille feature. I'm in the Music Braille, and they spell music, M-U-S-I-K. It's kind of the way they spell it in German. And I see new directory, new file, and I'm going to actually go to an existing song here. Here's one. And I can either edit the song or just view it. I think I'm just going to view the song. In fact, I'll go ahead and play the song for you with a chord P on the front panel of the device. Okay, and now because I've got Active Tactile Control turned on, I can actually read the music, the Braille music, and as I'm reading I see the octave marks, I see the duration that's specified for the particular note, whether it's an eighth note, a quarter note, a half note, etc. So what's really exciting about this is that a student learning not just music Braille, but learning their music theory, can sit on the bus and have a play with the synthesizer. Actually, it's a 16-voice polyphonic synthesizer that's internal here, and they can learn their intervals. So maybe today I'm working on a pentatonic scale, and I want to learn the interval. So I could just type the notes in a pentatonic scale and have them played back to me. Okay, so that's Music Braille. What's nice about this is that a student can also create a song on this Braille display, the only one in the world that has a 16-voice polyphonic synthesizer, and then using a communication software program called HTCOM can actually send it over to their computer, convert it to what's known as an XML MIDI or MIDI XML file, and hand that notation out to their sighted classmates and teachers, and they can play it as a group. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a chord P. I'm going to go back to my iPhone. Oh, chord P. When you're in the music software, the chord P is the play command. So I'm going to get out of the music software with a chord E. Okay, now I can do the chord P, and I'm back into what's known as PC mode. Now the keyboard on top here is really it's a PC or a Windows style keyboard, and this is what comes with the unit. It's USB. It passes through to the unit. As I indicated before, it is magnetic, so it's really firmly fixed to the top of this tray here, and it's connected via USB. So I can actually pass this through to a computer, or I can use the internal functions of the note taker and just type notes in regular print. And when I want to convert it to contracted Braille, I take it home, I walk in range of my computer, it connects to my computer, and using HTCOM, I can send it over to my computer and have it translated into contracted Braille on the way over to the computer. So the inverse is true of getting data transferred to my ActiveStar. I can tell HTCOM that when you send this file over to my ActiveStar, I want to see it in contracted Braille. What's really nice about the ActiveStar is the level of flexibility. By the way, it supports something called the mass storage protocol. So if you turn mass storage on and connect it to your computer, it'll simply see it as an external drive, just like you plugged in a thumb drive, and you can, through your file manager on your computer or Windows Explorer, you can transfer files back and forth straight through the file manager or Windows Explorer. So what I'm really excited about is the way this unit how flexible this device is. I mean, it really has something for everybody. And one of the populations that we've worked with here a lot at Triumph Technology, and continue to do so, is the deafblind population. Now, this ActiveStar allows you to read a book from cover to cover without ever having to press a button. Because what it does is it actually senses the location of your fingers on the display, and when you come to the end of the line, it doesn't matter if the line is 4 cells or 40 cells, it detects that your fingers reach the end of the line and it automatically advances. Now we've got people who are working as braille proofreaders, people who are working for organizations, government organizations such as National Library Services that have ATC or Active Tactile Control devices that love it because they've literally cut out that mechanical thing, that repetitive motion of having to push buttons after they read every line. And that's worth a lot, especially if you're a person who's deafblind and you read braille all day, every day. Now, a funny story to tell you. I have a friend over at the office here a few weeks back, and she has profound hearing loss. She's also blind. And when I told her about the music braille, I said, but that probably wouldn't be of interest to you. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I knew I was really in a lot of trouble because she really blasted me. It's like, well, how dare you assume just because I've got a profound hearing loss and I'm blind that I'm not interested in music? And I said, peace. I apologized profusely, and then I handed her a set of headphones, and she proceeded to work within the Music Braille app, and I think she spent an hour there. It was just a blast because it got loud enough for her to hear the music, and it was a lot of fun. But aside from that, the ActiveStar, of course, can connect to a variety of devices, whether they be Google devices, Windows PCs, of course, and I'm holding here in my hand a device that pretty near put us out of business about 4 years ago called an iPhone. And the reason I say that is because we used to really make a lot of income doing mobile accessibility, mobile computing, and adapting devices. But the Apple and Google devised their own universal access policies, and it's for the better of all of us who want to see that one day everything is made accessible. And we have now the way to connect to, and now I see open camera, exactly what I've just heard spoken on the display. So I can either use the front panel to issue commands,
open camera, unlock, Tuesday, 11:20 a.m. Tuesday, unlock button.
Or I can use the triple action keys on either side of the braille display, or of course I can use the keyboard. But getting back to the deafblind application, what we're really excited about is we've made a very minor modification to the existing case that comes with the ActiveStar. This is what the case looks like all by itself. This is where the ActiveStar goes, and this, flips under here, and you can use the unit on your lap. And it's got a nice little pocket in here in which you can put the keyboard if you want to store it there. Well, what we've done is we've taken this case and we've actually cut it. I say we, but I mean Stacy, who's actually taken this video. And right now we've cut a hole in it. We've put some Velcro on it to be able to keep that open. And we've taken a keyboard that we bought from Amazon. I say we, but I mean my wife Kelly purchased this keyboard from Amazon, and for 26 bucks. It was a Valentine's Day gift. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. And I place it on top of here. And if I wanted to, I could probably put magnets underneath the plastic casing here. And as you see, and I'm gonna go ahead and enter my passcode. Gee, actually, I'm gonna use my finger so I don't have to see. Because if I do my password on camera, then y'all know my password. But if I use my finger, ha, you can't duplicate that. So and it's, just for the record, for these you can't see the video, it's my index finger that I held up to the camera. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I've already connected to the Braille display. I've already connected to the Apple keyboard because it supports multiple channels for the Bluetooth connectivity, and it is a rock solid connection. So a person who is totally deaf and totally blind can, once it's connected, via the pairing is done, they can be pretty reasonably sure that when they unlock if they have their Braille display turned on and they unlock their iPhone or their iPod, whatever the iOS device they're using, it will make the connection and they will get the Braille, the information here. So I'm going to go into, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a different configuration of this. So we talked about how it can be used with a PC. We've got the ability to take the Braille display out of the case and slide the tray back to accommodate a laptop computer. And I don't think I brought my laptop in. But if I wanted to, I could remove the tray altogether. And now I've actually eliminated a lot of, it's actually a lot thinner now. And I've got Velcro on the bottom of the keyboard here and Velcro on the top of the tray, and I can line it up in the center because the length of this plastic piece right in front of the keyboard is almost exactly the same length as the keyboard itself, so I can line it up in the center. And now I have a way of, again, carrying this around in the case and using it with my iPhone without having to sit down, find a desktop or anything like that, because I could just connect to I could just connect as I'm standing up to whatever iPhone I want. Maybe you also notice when I took the tray off, in here we've got a compartment. So if we wanted to use an iOS device like an iPhone or an iPod, we can put it inside the compartment. There's a cable here that has a USB micro connection, so you could put a Google phone or an Android phone in there if you wanted to. And there's also a headphone jack, so if you wanted to pass the audio out through the front of the unit to the two speakers in the front of the unit, you could do that as well. But me, of course, when my phone rings, I don't want to have to go inside the Braille display to answer the phone. So I connect with Bluetooth, and I can have the phone anywhere and just answer it if it's in my pocket, or use the Braille display to connect to it. So I see that my phone went back to sleep, so I'm going to go ahead and wake it up. Actually, I can wake it up with the keyboard here. Really, I said really I can. So I'm going to go ahead and unlock the phone again. I've got it set to too quick of a timeout. And now, if I wanted to, I can go into, using this keyboard, go into my app switcher where I've got Safari. I've got my settings are open. In fact, I'm in the voiceover dialog within settings, and I've got notes. So when I do this, I'm going to go into Safari.
Calendar, Tuesday, February, Safari, Triumph Technology, it's all about adapting, image.
Ah, boy, that was no accident. Triumph Technology, it's all about adapting. So I'm on my own web page, and I can navigate
Home, visit, link.
Using, I can navigate the web page using the keyboard, or I can navigate using the display itself. But if you notice, for those of you who can see the video, as I drag my finger across the screen, I've got it set to use Active Tactile Control as I'm reading. So as soon as it detects some sort of a read-only edit field or an edit field, whatever the case is, in this case it's a web page, I can read without having to press buttons. So this could be an iBook, for example, and as I'm reading the iBook, I could just read for forever and just not have it advance on, or have it advance as I'm reading. Okay. The other app I've got open here is Note Taker.
Settings, active, notes, active. Calendar, Tuesday, notes, active.
And while we're getting back to the deaf-blind application, while we can use it for all the communications, things like email and web browsing, Google searches, and searching for books and Facebook and messaging and all that stuff, we can also use this as a face-to-face device. And this is where the modifications to the case came in. So what we've done is we've taken off, I'm going to go ahead and place this in the case, but I'm going to put it in so it's facing in. And I'm not very graceful at this. So it's a little tight of a fit, but once it's in, it's snug. Oh, I see what's happening. So like I said, Stacy has actually cut the case so we can fold it open. We can take our phone if we wanted to, if it was convenient, and just place it on here in landscape mode. Mine is actually locked, so it's not going to go into landscape mode, but you get the point. So now we have a face-to-face device. I can actually communicate with the as a deaf-blind person, as I can type on either the front panel keyboard in braille, or I can type on the keyboard that I have here into a note.
Back button, notes, heading, edit, dimmed, search, attachment, no notes, new note button.
Let's do a new note.
New back button, note, text field is editing, character mode, insertion point at start.
And now, let's see. Now
space, now,
I
space,
can
space,
communicate
OMMUNICAT
with a hearing sighted person.
Period, space.
That person
HAT space that PERON space
can
space
then
space
type back to me, and I can read it on my braille display as they type. So if I'm a deafblind person who is not verbal, which is often the case, I can just read what they're typing to me on this keyboard that's directly across from me. So if we've got two chairs that are sitting across from each other, the hearing sighted person can simply be sitting across from me. Oh, that didn't go inside there very good, did it?
No.
That's okay. There. Now it's right. And what I can do is I can plug this. I'm accidentally tapping the iPhone screen. Plug that in, and now I just reach across here, and I'm typing on that braille on that keyboard, so I can sit across from a person who's deaf-blind and have a conversation all day with them if I want to, just by typing in a note. And that's everything I wanted to show you about the ActiveStar and the little bit of a modification that it can make that really makes the ActiveStar the world's most flexible braille display. There you go.